In the hustle of daily life, it's so easy to focus on our own personal goals and dreams. It's so easy to pursue success, comfort, even recognition, often without considering how these pursuits align with God's purpose for our lives. But today, let's pause and let's reflect on the greater mission that we're called to as followers of Christ. From this past Sunday sermon, Isaiah chapter 6, verse 8, it says, "Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, 'Whom shall I send and who will go for us?' And I said, 'Here am I, send me.'" Isaiah's response to God's call is a powerful example of a willing heart. Despite recognizing his unworthiness from the previous verses, he didn't hesitate to offer himself for God's mission, especially once he experienced transformation. This same willingness is what God desires from us today. He's not looking for perfection. He's looking for hearts that are ready to say, "Lord, here am I, send me." When we experience discomfort or unease about the state of the world or our own lives, it's often a divine nudge, a prompting of the Spirit, God calling us to step out of our comfort zones and into His mission. The question then becomes, are we willing to respond? And so 3 things for us today is, number 1, I want us to examine our dreams, or examine your dreams. We all have dreams. We all have ambitions that shape our lives. And these goals often reflect what we value the most, whether it's success in our careers, financial security, personal fulfillment. But as followers of Christ, it's essential for us to take a step back and to examine whether our dreams align with God's purposes. Are we pursuing and chasing after things that have eternal significance, or are we focused on these temporary achievements? God calls us to seek first His kingdom. And that means reorienting our dreams, reorienting our goals to serve His mission. This week, even today, take some time to reflect on your goals and ask yourself how you can use those goals, those dreams, to further God's kingdom. It's not about abandoning your dreams altogether, but rather ensuring that they are in harmony with your ultimate calling as a disciple of Christ. Number 2 is to engage with the brokenness around you. Ignorance is not bliss, it's the enemy of our calling. Our world is filled with brokenness, people hurting, lost, and in desperate need of hope. And as believers, we're called not just to notice this brokenness, but then to go out and to engage with it, bringing the light of Christ even into the darkest places. It's true, it's so easy to feel overwhelmed by the needs around us, but God doesn't ask us to fix everything, but He wants us to do something. Start by identifying one area of brokenness in your community, in your life, that burdens your heart. Now, once you've identified a need, move from just awareness and noticing it to action. Volunteer with that local ministry. Reach out to that person in need. Send financial resources to global missions that resonate with your heart. Remember, engaging with brokenness, it isn't just about providing for physical needs. It isn't just about sending money, but it's about the relationships. It's about offering the spiritual hope that we ourselves have experienced. It's about being the tangible expression of Christ's love. By stepping into this brokenness around us, you're not only fulfilling God's mission, but also experiencing His heart in a deeper way. And number 3 is pray for a willing heart. This is the hard one. A willing heart is the foundation to live a life that is fully surrendered to God's purposes. It's one thing to recognize the needs around us, which I think we can do, and especially how the news tends to put stuff. It's one thing to understand our mission as believers, but it's another thing to have a heart that is ready and willing to act when God opens doors. The kind of heart that's cultivated is done through daily surrender. It's done through prayer. It's asking God to make us attentive and then responsive to His leading. Start each day with a simple prayer, inviting God to guide your steps and give you the courage to act when He calls. Be mindful of His quiet nudges, the discontentment that you feel in your gut throughout the day, whether it's an opportunity to help someone, share the gospel, or simply to offer a word of encouragement. Don't let fear or hesitation hold you back. God doesn't necessarily call the equipped, but time and time again, we see that He does equip those who are called. Remember, it's in these moments of willingness that God's power is most clearly displayed in our lives as He moves through us, as He works through us. And it's through our obedience that we see His mission fulfilled. So the three things: one, examine your dreams. Two, actually engage with the brokenness around you. And three, pray for a willing heart. And so your engagement question for the day: which local or global mission resonates most deeply with you and why? Feel free to share a story or share the how this mission is impacting the lives in which they're serving. We would love to see your comments over on the Church Center app.